Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Tavern Talk. And this is a little different again, as your boy Dravo hosting this time. And I'm with my good friend Tomas, a.k.a. Commando. Say what's up, Commando.
Hello, folks. Welcome to another chat.
Yeah, so today we are going to be doing a little bit of a gaming topic here. And we're going to be talking about me and Thomas's one of our favorite gaming genres, souls-likes or souls-lites, as well as roguelites and roguelites. It's a little confusing. There's so many.
It can be.
So many genres in that one little sphere, but we love them. We've been playing them for many years now, and we are definitely going to be talking about some stuff that we're playing now, as well as stuff that we're planning on playing in the future. So, Thomas, tell me, man, where did you get your start with it?
My start for the Souls-likes, in all honesty, I played a little bit of Dark Souls 1 when it came out. I didn't beat it by any means.
Yeah.
Did not. I didn't play Dark Souls 2 whatsoever. I did get to see some of the gameplay. I had a buddy who had a PS3 who tried to play Dark Souls 2, but he would only play it whenever me or another friend who's also in here, Mikey, would come over, and that's the only time he would try to play it, is only when we were around and hanging out. So he kind of sucked and never made any real progress. So my real kickoff for the Souls-like genre definitely started with Dark Souls 3. That was where I got hooked and sucked into it at that point. That game was a lot. Yeah, I just feel like from what I experienced in Dark Souls 1 compared to 3, that whatever issues they had in 1 got smoothed out and fixed by number 3, and really hooked me into it, because I can't remember the number of times. I only made one character on that game, but I beat the game with that same character a good dozen times. Like, my character's level was easily 250 plus.
Oh yeah,
because I would just start speed running the game as quick as I can at certain points, just because I thought the game was so much fun. It was really my first delving into the Souls-like genres. Yeah, that's where I definitely got my start, and it just kind of progressed from there. Like, I ended up getting Bloodborne at one point, but yeah, I didn't beat that one either. Father Gascon, like, is the first real challenge in that game, and he got me to quit playing my PlayStation.
Yeah. Which is wild, because still to this day, a lot of people want that to get a PC port, and me included, to the point where people did it themselves.
Really?
Yeah, there's apparently a fan-made PC port for Bloodborne. I've been considering trying to find a way to do it or get it myself. I haven't really looked into it because not a lot of time nowadays. But whenever I do get some free time, I want to look into it. Probably would have to have a, I don't know, most games like that where people port a game to PC, most of the time you need a copy, but we'll see. Looking into it though, it looks really nice and it looks really good. And it definitely would be nice to play a Souls-like that is not capped at 30 frames.
Yeah. That's crazy. I had no idea that they ported that in. But also, I think it's also crazy that that game specifically has yet to get a remaster.
Or just an official port.
PC, or a port to, like, the fact that it's staying as a PlayStation exclusive when the Souls-like genre has really blown up over the past, like, 5-6 years. It's kind of crazy, because that would definitely be a huge money maker. Like, if you put Bloodborne into Steam, immediately us two would buy it.
Yeah.
Straight out the cut. And then anybody who ever played it on PlayStation that's now on Steam would buy it for sure. The community for Bloodborne it's strong. Like, anybody who actually, like, plays that game only has good things to say about it. I'm sure if I went back and tried to play it now, I could get past Father Gascon. Like, I was still kind of a rookie at Souls, like, when I got on that game. I wasn't the biggest player of it.
It's funny that you say that, because that is an argument that a lot of people, especially on PC, kept, like, trying to hint at and, like, drive home, is that let's be honest. When it comes to the Souls-like community, PC is the biggest, and you would get the majority of your sales on PC, and you would get so much money because it is a game that a lot of people are not willing to buy a PlayStation to play. So you would be getting a huge amount of players to buy that game. Yet for some reason they choose not to. From rumor is they lost the code.
That's a crock of shit. I don't want to hear that. And even if they did lose the code, like, give us Bloodborne 2 then. I don't.
But knowing them, they'd probably buy the rights for an exclusive on that too.
Which is just the only way I'm buying a PS5 is if somebody sells me theirs for $50. Like, I'm not buying a PlayStation. Like,
no.
I'm not putting triple-digit money into it by any means. I had that PlayStation gift card I found recently. I just gave it to a homie. I put it out there on Instagram trying to sell it. My homie hit me up. He's like, "I'll give you money for it." I was like, "Fuck it, you can just have it."
Yeah, like I'm not buying a console anymore. I am strictly PC now. The console space has lost me. I am so down bad for PC now, and
I hate that I am too. Because I really want. Right now, Armored Core 6, another From Software game, is currently on discount, and it's taking everything out of me to not buy it on Steam now.
Same.
Because of how much time I put into it on my Xbox account.
Yeah, it is absolutely crazy that I am so it's hard. I'm struggling not to get that because I've been wanting to play it for so long, but it's like I can't spend money right now. I can't. Might have to be so selective with what I have to buy right now, but I think now you should go back whenever it gets on sale. You should buy a Dark Souls 1 and try to beat that since you never beat it.
Yeah,
it'll be so satisfying.
Let me look really quick
because that game is a classic. I love Dark Souls 1, and that's where I got my start. I love playing Dark Souls 1. I got I got stuck on it, and I didn't play it for months. And then I went back to playing it again, and I committed to it, and then I beat it, and I couldn't stop beating it. Just like you in Dark Souls 3, I put so many different playthroughs with so many different characters. That game hooked me, and I've been hooked to Souls-like ever since.
Yeah, it's not on my wish list. I'll have to get that one added to it once we're done here. So that way, if it does go on discount again, I can go ahead and pick that up. Because there's also, at this point, I wouldn't even need to play just the game itself. There's DLC for it. Then there's the entire modding community that's had, 12, 13 plus years of just getting to absolutely fuck with the game and do what they want. Whether it be add crazy content in or just make quality of life improvements for the game. So it would definitely be worth it to check it out and just grab it and go through it again. I just remembered, speaking of Dark Souls 1, I had a buddy, I won't say his name here, but you do know him. He bought Dark Souls 1 when it first came out and then returned it in the same day. Literally, so if anybody has played Dark Souls 1, after the tutorial mission, you get picked up by a giant raven / crow and get carried off and whisked away.
Yep.
And then you have effectively 3 paths to take from there. There's the path straight through the ruins. There's the path off to the left that gets you up to the higher bell tower. Then there's the path to the right. The path to the left takes you through the graveyard and into the deep, dark caves.
Yeah, the catacombs.
Yes. Guess which route he took?
I'm gonna guess the side of sunny and shine and rainbows.
No, he's stupid. He went through the cemetery and the catacombs, got absolutely wrecked multiple times, lost his souls multiple times, and then just returned the game. He's like, this game's not for me.
Dude, that is funny because
that same friend is also now playing Code Vein 2.
I think I know who you're talking about now. But dude, that is like a common story that I've heard a lot of people say, is that the first day they play it, they return it because it's like they immediately know and find out this is not for me. This game is gonna destroy me, destroy my self-esteem.
I don't want to say it's not for the casual gamer, but
you have to be a certain type of gamer.
It kind of isn't though. Like you have to know gaming mechanics. You have to be able to explore without any guidelines, any mission. Like there's missions, yes, there's quest lines to follow, but there's no like pause menu or selection or like index where you can go and look at all the quests and characters you've seen. There's no maps. You have to memorize everything. You have to either teleport through the bonfires or you have to travel everywhere on foot. It's definitely meant for a more experienced gamer to play. Whether it be your first time playing a Souls-like Souls-like are not for the casual gaming experience.
For me,
For the most part, some games they made it, they've definitely dumbed it down.
I would say for Souls-likes, I definitely categorize them as games that, what you said, but also it has to be a type of gamer that loves a challenge. If they want to go into Souls-likes and immediately think they're going to be experiencing like a power fantasy, you're wrong. You're going to get destroyed.
Absolutely. You are not playing My Hero Academia. You are playing You Die multiple times over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't it
unless you're that dude that does a full unhit playthrough on a goddamn saxophone.
Anyways, that hurt. Yeah, that hurt a lot. But like, also congratulations, but fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you.
Like, I think there was an edition of one of the games. I don't remember which Dark Souls, but one of the editions was the You Die edition or some shit. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
I want to say it had to be number 1 or number 2. I don't think that was number 3. I never really played number 2 too much. Like,
I think I got past 4 or 5 bosses and then I stopped playing it. I don't remember why I played it. I know for on one reason is that I just didn't like how the game felt.
Yeah,
it was a Dark Souls, but it was like so slow and clunky, and I'm like, this feels worse than Dark Souls 1.
Yeah, and then like there's a hardcore fan base out there that swears by Dark Souls 2. There is, and they love it. But in all fairness, out of number 1, 2, and 3, in my opinion, 2's the worst one.
I'd have to agree with you there, especially after playing all 3 and playing 2 of them a massive and unhealthy amount of times. I definitely can say 2 is my least favorite.
Yeah.
And oh man, like Dark Souls 1, man. It really started an unhealthy addiction.
Being like slow and clunky is exactly how I felt about Code Vein 2 that just came out recently. That game just, yeah, dude, it just wasn't the business. Like you and I played Code Vein 1 together.
Yes, we did.
And that game was phenomenal. It wasn't clunky. The mechanics were smooth. Like I didn't have any issues with that game whatsoever.
I think the only issue I had was that it was maybe a little too easy, but it's whatever.
But Code Vein 2, it just felt slower. The fact, like the enemy, I don't know, the way they went about it, it was wildly different and had nothing to do with the first game. They changed the UI a bit. They changed some of the mechanics. They made it slower. They made the character move slower. Like the dodging in that game is really crap, honestly. And then they also took out the multiplayer aspect of it.
Yeah, that was a crazy choice. I'm like, yeah, you had it in the first one. Why'd you take it out in the second one?
The game, like I saw somebody who posted, they're like, this game is trying to be a cross of like Elden Ring and an anime game, and it failed at doing that completely. And I completely agree with them. Like they tried to do something different and too much with it. Like the coolest thing about Code Vein 2 is that you get to get a motorcycle and ride that motorcycle through an open world. Oh well, like it's not a fucking racing game. It's not a motorcycle based game. If that's the coolest aspect in it, in my opinion, or any player's opinion, like that's a horrible thing right there.
Like when games like that come around with a great concept of taking an anime style game and making it a Souls-like, and in Code Vein 1, it worked out well. It was fun.
It did,
and the multiplayer was pretty smooth for the most part. We barely had any issues with it. And it was a great time. We enjoyed it. We completed it, and we were like, you know what? I can't wait for the next one. And after seeing what they were doing with the second one, just on trailers alone, I was already put off. And it's like when they try to go in a certain direction, but not really do or master one, like you said, they're trying to make it more like an anime game and not a Souls-like, and you can't do that when you're still trying to make it like a Souls-like, because at that point, with most anime games like that, with action-adventure stuff, they're very fast-paced, like keep going, and just, how do I put it, like, kind of almost like a power fantasy almost. And for Souls-likes, that's not really it. Souls-likes make you feel like you can die within 2 or even 1 hit. Like, you have to always be on edge, constantly either parrying or dodging opponents, or else you are going to die. Because if you get hit, that's like half or more of your health bar gone, in most cases. There's no power fantasy. What the power fantasy of Dark Souls is learning enemy move sets and, you know, attack frames, and basically making it so if you are able to complete a boss fight without getting hit, that is a power trip.
The power fantasy comes when you play Elden Ring and you're level 200 and you decide you just want to go stomp out the starting area.
Dude.
Like that, there's your power fantasy, but you have to grind for it. But that's like really where it comes from, is when you're completely over leveled and you're like, I'm just going to go beat up guys in the starting area. But at that point, you also get nothing out of it for the game except just beating up basic mooks.
Yeah, so it's like...
Another problem with Code Vein 2, straight up the cut, that even the basic mooks of the early game and the beginning of the game, they don't get staggered, and you even have an AI companion, and they're just swinging constantly through everything. Like, to stagger him, it takes like a good 15 to 20 hits from you and your companion before they're like, so you can actually get it. But otherwise, they're just swinging and hitting you through everything.
So very just high armor, no stagger, just basically like punching bags that don't move.
Yeah, and that's not like how you start a game off. Pretty much, you want players to get the hang of the mechanics. You want to show them how to like, the enemies should not, your basic tutorial mooks should not be given smoke that quickly. Well, like, you have to have an intro to the game and at least let them get to the tutorial boss with some effort, but like not putting them through the ringer.
I think the best case, in my opinion, would be kind of like going the Dark Souls 1 route, where the enemies, they can, you know, reel back and kind of like get staggered from you hitting them, but if they hit you, that also hurts quite a bit. And so you can still very much die to these like level 1 enemies, but they can also feel when you hit them too.
Yeah, and it definitely felt like when I played it that nothing I did really affected the enemies. It was just them getting hit and their health bar slowly going down. And it wasn't even like...
kind of like...
It was a lot of hits.
Division 2 fucking enemies, where they're basically just bullet sponges.
Yeah, pretty much. So I got my refund for that game. I don't think they're going to fix any issues or change anything, honestly. I think the game's a flop and a complete mess up.
What's really wild is they got rid of multiplayer. You think a sequel would be adding more, not removing?
Yes, 100%. You should be adding more content, not taking aspects out of the game.
Like, I know you and that friend you were talking about were looking forward to going through a playthrough of it together, and then all of a sudden, there's nothing. It's a solo.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and you know, even with how crap the game is, if they let multiplayer in there, I'm saying it like that. It's my opinion about the game, which might as well be fact. But like, if they at least let that aspect in there where I could have played that game with my friend, I wouldn't have gotten my refund, and I would have kept it and made my way through the game. Because I would have at least had somebody to enjoy the game with and play it with, instead of this game just constantly being a disappointment every every turn I make in it.
What's really weird is that they give you that AI companion, and it's like you could have just made it so a person that comes in just replaces that AI companion, and you just keep going as is. I don't understand
But
that.
even in the first game, if you didn't have friends to play with, they gave you AI companions in the first game too. So you had it regardless of which code vein you played, but then they decided to just remove the entire multiplayer aspect for the second one.
I don't understand it.
Yeah. It was, I think the choices they made that game were poor, especially with a game like Neo 3 getting dropped, where we had streamed it on like day 1 or 2 of it coming out for over 8 hours. Like, all of us thoroughly enjoyed that game. We enjoyed the challenge of the beginning of the game, and we all got through it. You know, like the way they set up Neo 3, it feels like they saw the mistakes of Code Vein 2 coming and just fixed them. The only thing Neo 3 needs to do, in my opinion, is make it a little more easier for people to get into online with each other.
And we did have quite a few issues with our first stream of it, trying to get into each other's lobbies. And apparently there are sections of the game that we found out that there is no online multiplayer for, and you have to get through to be able to get people in.
Yeah, and I feel like those are going to be very short, like kind of few and far apart moments, because even the one where we did have to, where the lobby had to disband, we were all in the hot, like effectively a giant hot spring area where there were no enemies around, and we just had to leave that area to get back into the lobby.
Which I also find was really good, that each player's progression also counts when you're with someone else in their game, because if that wasn't the case, that would have been awful, having to go and do both you and DJ's progression too.
Yeah, do it 3 times in a row, doing the same exact thing, versus we're all progressing through the game together.
Yeah, that would have been awful.
It would have been, but you know, they did. That's kind of how. I mean, I didn't have a problem with that, like in Dark Souls. Dark Souls ran that way, where you had to go like whoever was further in the game could join you where you were at.
It wouldn't have mattered or bothered me that much. I think what really would have bothered me is just the amount of time it would have taken, because Neo is much bigger than, like, say, Dark Souls and Dark Souls 3. So I can definitely see it taking a lot longer. I think the time that would have taken us to complete it would have been the same time the stream ran for.
Probably, but I think that was a good decision on their part. I think in that regard, they understand, like, not everybody, you know, some people work 10, 12 hours. Shit, some people work 16-hour shifts sometimes. And not everybody has the time to constantly just go through those motions over and over again. They made it to where people could play together and make real progression in each individual story. So if for some reason one of us 3 gets way further than the other, we can still hook up and still play the game together, you know, and then still progress up to that point, and then we'd be continuing all from the same point then, you know. So I think that was a good decision on their part.
I also like how the difference they went with Neo 3 compared to Neo 1 and 2, where it was like mission-based, linear type of gameplay, and then in this one they went for a more open world, like, gameplay aesthetic, and I actually really do like that. They still have like these missions you can do, but I'm guessing it's for extra rewards and stuff, but they're not necessary.
Yeah, maybe replaying some of the old levels, like as the missions, as they put them in the game, would yield different rewards or different gear, you know. So I might add replay value to those missions and areas specifically, which would be, we'll have to check it out and see if that's true or not. I have no idea. But I never played Neo 1 or 2.
Yeah, for the disclosure, we never played Neo 1 and 2. I just know how they were set up and how the game was done. But in terms of what kind of things can happen if we do those little missions in Neo 3, who knows? Because I think the only thing I did was do like a replay of the tutorial, like how it shows you how to play the game, but it was, instead of the characters, NPCs, it was just you smacking around an Oni. Or yokai.
Yeah, that's good. Another Souls-like that had a mechanic that I really enjoyed was Wo Long. I don't know if you played that one or not.
Sadly, no. I've always wanted to, though.
Okay, so that was like effectively the Souls-like version of Dynasty Warriors.
Oh.
Yeah, because it was all like that. I don't want to keep saying Dynasty Warriors, but that's where I know all the characters in the game is from the Dynasty Warriors series, because they even had characters like Lu Bu, Sao Sao. Anyways, not going to go down that rabbit hole. One of the mechanics that I've always struggled with, especially in Souls-like, is the parry mechanic. I struggle on the timing sometimes, a lot of times, a good portion of the times. Wolong made it to where, especially in boss fights, they have a quick, because Wolong's, there was no real blocking. Like, blocking didn't do much all. The dodge was kind of crap. Like, Wolong was 100% a parry-based mechanic, Souls-like. And you could even play multiplayer until you got past the tutorial boss, which was arguably like the second or third hardest boss in the game. But they made it to where there would be like, I guess, a notification on the at least on the bosses or any big mooks. Like, they would have like a red glow or give like a hint right before their attack went off, so that way people could, learn to time their parries better and kind of actually stand a chance against it and help the players instead of just expecting everybody to get good at it. Which I'm not against that. I think that was a nice mechanic to add to make it more accessible and easier for people to play it and progress and make it a little more player friendly.
Okay, I definitely would like to play it, because the little time I played on like games like Sekiro, man, that game really just helped me get better at parrying, because like that game is also a very parry heavy like game, and if you don't know how to parry, you're not gonna get through the game. So that also helped me a lot. So maybe I'll look into it, because I know I think it was Mortal Shell. The first one was also like that. And
what was okay? That would explain why I didn't get too far into Mortal Shell or Lords of
the Fallen.
That's it, Lords of the Fallen. I didn't
get to
I don't know, that one just didn't sit right.
It didn't sit right with me either, and it didn't sit right with a lot of people. It took like a couple months or maybe over a year to like patch the game and get it to where people like it, and now apparently it is a game that people really like and enjoy, and they're looking forward to the second one, because the devs said that all the mistakes and things they learned from the first one is being translated to the second one, and now everyone's excited and looking forward to that. Which I might actually look into and probably get if it's received well enough.
Has the second one been
they announced it, yeah.
Okay.
Or has it already come out? I don't remember if it's already come out or not. But
there's too many games constantly coming out all the time. It's hard to keep up with everything.
Yeah, I'm already looking to freaking Mortal Shell 2 and how they are changing the game up. They're getting rid of the stamina bar. That's an interesting choice for Souls. Like, they said they want it to be high action, but very punishing.
Okay.
Because it's going to be a difficult game like every other Souls-like, apparently, but it's going towards very high action, very fast pace.
So is it just effectively infinite stamina for your character then, if there's no stamina bar to deplete you? Or is it just like you'll be depleted and you just have to know how many attacks you can make before your stamina's gone?
No, I believe there's no stamina bar entirely. It's just you're going to be able to keep swinging, but of course you can't just keep swinging because you're just going to get punished. It's still going to be a hard game, they said. And I really like how they're leaning more into the horror aspects too, because the enemies in that game, bosses and little mooks, are like, horrifying. They're creepy to look at, and some of them are well designed. And I'm like, damn, that makes me just excited to see where this goes. In the trailer, man, they open up with a damn behemoth.
Okay, I'll have to check that out and maybe get that on the wish list, because I put like 3 or 4 hours, I want to say, into the first Mortal Shell, and I was just like, nah, I don't think this one's for me. I don't know. It just, something about it didn't feel right.
Yeah.
I think part of it for me, a lot of like, especially and this goes for any game I play really, I love character customization. I'm all about the fashion Souls, baby. 100%.
Yeah. I mean, shit.
And they didn't really have much of that available to players for Mortal Shell, so I think that's also kind of what killed it too.
They definitely like their just base model. I don't know if it's gonna continue with Mortal Shell 2, but I hope not. I think that having a little bit of customization would be very nice to have.
Yeah. So I'll have to get that also on the wish list and maybe look into that one going forward.
Yeah, there's even some little indie titles that I'm looking at to getting at some point. I know I saw one where it's like you play as like a fly soldier. I forget what it was called, but apparently it was really good for just a little indie thing you could buy for like $10 or cheaper.
Hey guys, it's me, DJ. Real quick before you go anywhere, I just wanted to remind you guys about NoSkill Entertainment's still ongoing partnership with Dubby. Yes, they're still hanging out with us over a year later. And trust me, they have an array of delicious flavors, such as Dragonade, Dub Sludge, and Galaxy Grenade. And hey, maybe caffeine isn't your thing. They have zero caffeine hydration formulas, such as Water Melanda and Pineberry Splash. And if any of these flavors piqued your interest, please use code NSE for 10% off your total order at checkout. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys later.
Well, there's so many things that get labeled as Souls-like these days. Like, their Souls games have a lot of very specific mechanics to them that a lot of other games have adopted now into them. For instance, the enemy respawning mechanic whenever you decide to rest to get your HP or your heals back, right? A lot of games that aren't exactly Souls-like have incorporated that into their own games. Like Claire Obscure made it to where anytime incorporated that exact mechanic into their game.
Yeah,
It's a turn-based combat game, but they've added that Souls-like element into it to make, I don't know, to make it more challenging, to add some more replay value. That way you can grind out some levels if you feel under-leveled areas. So I like that mechanic a lot, honestly.
yeah, and I'm seeing a lot of games like that. Like, I'd say as far back as like Final Fantasy, like you know, the Final Fantasy games, mostly like 15, because they did that shit too. And
Oof, I didn't get past 10.
ugh, fair enough.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, some Final Fantasy games incorporated that. Some other like RPGs also did, and just the whole, even on death, go pick up like your souls or whatever. Some games have been also incorporating that too.
Okay. See, and like the Souls-like genre is crazy with their mechanics, and it's nice to see that it's kind of grown and evolved over time, and that other games have been influenced by it, because the Souls-like games have really shot off into the mainstream at this point for the gaming industry. Like, the amount of time, especially over the last month, that you and I put into Elden Ring Night Rain has been absolutely wild.
Oh yeah, though it is a FromSoft game, and they are the huge reason why the Souls-like genre has just blown up. And I mean, shit, they even named the genre out after their games. It's telling how influential FromSoft has been and how beloved they've become over the years, to where they are a top developer. Like, when people find out they're working on a game, it is top news.
Oh yeah, 100%. What, they fucking announced Elden Ring like what, 3 or 4 years before it actually dropped, with just like a very short clip of what, like, somebody forging the Elden Ring itself.
Yeah,
and just that like 30-second clip of somebody forging the Elden Ring, nobody knew what it was, but everybody was excited about it. Everybody lost their minds for it and wanted Elden Ring to come out. And when it did, the game was phenomenal. The game has little to no backlash, really, and everybody bought it, played it, and loved it.
yeah. I think
At least everybody likes Souls-like.
Yeah, I think the only backlash came from the people that were expecting something totally different from what they got, because they never experienced the Souls-like before, or a FromSoft game.
Yeah.
So that's where a lot of the backlash came from. And shit, the game went on to become Game of the Year of that year, and hell, even the DLC of the year after that was even put in nominations for shit, because it was just that good still. Even though
the DLC getting nominations.
Yeah, even though I still think that DLC is getting nominations is a little stretch. It's a stretch, but you know what? It's whatever.
Look, maybe there's a lot of crap games that come out these days. Code Vein 2. So if a DLC is better than an entire game, fucking give it a nomination and an award at that point.
Like, damn.
Yeah, man.
And now,
but also they did cross with Elden Ring Night Rain. They expertly crossed and blended the Souls-like and roguelike genre.
I was actually gonna say. Now speaking of Night Rain, let's talk roguelikes. So, out of the two of us, I've played a lot more roguelikes, but what have you experienced? What games have you played that you enjoyed?
I mean, like definitely Night Rain, obviously. I like that Dead Zone Rogue game that we've played. Now, I guess let's talk about the mechanics of roguelikes before I can actually say what could be considered a roguelike. So, if I understand it correctly, a roguelike is you go in, you do a mission. As you go through the mission, you progress, you get gear, level up, whatever it might be. And then at the end of the mission, you're out of the area, and then you're effectively in the next mission starting back at ground zero.
Yeah, so from my basic just understanding of over the years playing roguelikes, it starts off as you're at basic level in gear and you progress as much as you can to either where you die and you start again, or you get to the end, and depending on how much levels and gear you got is depending on how, I guess, you're gonna fare against the final boss. Sure, people have depleted like roguelikes with just basic gear and level, but that's just a challenge run.
Yeah.
And like say Risk of Rain, for instance. You can play that run as long as you want indefinitely without even touching the final boss. You can go on for ages. I've seen people do a run for 24 plus hours and just straight without even touching the final boss. And they are just geared the fuck up, right? But
so some roguelikes you can just go into the mission for however long you like.
Specifically Risk of Rain 2 does that.
Okay.
And that's why it's become a very cult classic and people love it. Sad that Epic Games or Gearbox, I don't remember which one, it's one of those two, took over the game from the original devs, and it's kind of screwed it a little with the latest like 2-3 DLCs. It's kind of been going downhill.
This game I'm about to mention 100% is not a roguelike at all. But they did incorporate a game mode that kind of makes it like one. When Dead Space 1 first came out, after you beat it on the hard difficulty, you unlock I think it is called just the Dead Space difficulty, to where you start the game and you go as far as you can. You get, I think, 2 or 3 saves, if that. But if you die, you start the game all over again.
Oh, so like you're saying it's kind of like a hardcore mode.
Effectively, and that it kind of I don't want to say it makes it a roguelike, but it adds that kind of roguelike-ish mechanic to the game. You progress through the game, you get the gear, you constantly level up you're leveling up your weapons, your suit, and all your other stuff. But if you die at any point, you lose that stuff and you start again at the very beginning of the game.
Yeah, I always enjoyed when games do that because it adds that little bit of tension and a little bit of challenge to where if you're far into the game... A little
bit of tension. My hands be sweating when I do that, man.
Yeah. So, if you're far into the game and you die, it's soul-crushing.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Imagine if we...
Anything after the 50% mark is soul-crushing.
Imagine if we were in Act 3 in Baldur's Gate run and on a mode run and we died.
I don't even want to think about that. I was already upset that we died at the very beginning of the game and had to restart it. The fact that if we had gotten to the end of the game and that's what happened, I don't know if I'd restart. I'd be in a world of I don't know how I'd react, actually. I have no clue, because that would be a very upsetting moment. But hopefully the purpose of something like that, where you do have to start again, and in roguelikes, you learn about where you went wrong, and then you learn what you need to do right or better to pass said mission, level, boss, wherever you might be. So roguelikes are cool in the fact that it does help you grow as a player, not even specifically for that game. It really helps you grow as a gamer in general with that kind of mechanics. It forces you to learn about mechanics. It forces you to learn your mistakes. It forces you to adapt to different situations and actually read the boss fights, read the map, memorize stuff instead of just going through a linear path of a game. Not that there's anything wrong with linear path games. Like, I don't mind them. They're fun. I love my solo game throughs. My solo play game throughs quite a lot. A lot of games are a lot of fun and deserve to be played like that, but they don't help you grow as much of a gamer as compared to roguelikes do.
I'd say between just roguelikes and souls-likes, they are the genres that you go into. Like, if you're a solo player, you love playing single player games and stuff like that, playing those games will definitely just toughen your mindset, because they will kick you while you're down the whole 100%. Time, and then you have to adapt, get better, and I mean, shit, that's like a rule in Souls-likes, just get good.
Pretty much, yeah. I even had a Dark Souls 3 shirt that was a dude, one of the knights, like, curling waves. He's like, if you ain't dying, you ain't trying.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, say, take Dead Zone Rogue, for example. It's a perfect example of just a classic roguelike. You start at the beginning with just a pistol, you move on and get better weapons, get better gear, and you also grab the perks and stuff. And higher difficulties in later zones, just picking up whatever augments and perks you want will never cut it. You will more than likely just die. You have to go with builds and work off of your starting augments. Like, say if you grab the, I don't know, aiming,
which is also it leaves a little bit of RNGesus luck. Like, sometimes you're like, all right, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna try to do this, and this for my build, but instead you get stuck with all these other options that don't include anything of your build. So you have to adapt, learn, and come up with something new on the fly.
Yeah, especially with RNG and roguelikes. It's all about luck and game knowledge. Because if, say, you get, say you pick the aiming down sights, I don't know, headshot or crit augment, to where if you aim down sights, you hit someone's weak spot, that does more damage.
Yeah.
Getting weapons that can, you know, give you benefits to headshot damage, or maybe just maybe you pick an element. Say if you went with the fire augment, that's not really going to help you in terms of just weak spot damage. Best case scenario, especially if you've gone all the way to zone 4, you grab the radiation element, because that actually does do more damage to weak spots, and that is the perfect
you definitely
one.
You definitely have to research all the, like, in the game, the builds, what each different build can do, the abilities, what your augments can do,
what the elements can do, because lightning is best for crit chance, radiation is best for weak spot, ice is not really good for anything, but it slows down enemies. So it can make it easier to hit weak spots with, you know, slow down enemies, that type of thing. It's all about game knowledge. And if once you get that, you can tackle higher difficulties. And all it comes down to then is just your skill as a player. I still cannot beat Zone 4's Ultra Nightmare mission. That is
the hardest difficulty,
and it's like 30 or 40 rooms of random enemies from all 4 zones, and I'm like, this is wildly difficult.
but also roguelikes do, like in Night Rain and Dead Zone Rogue, they don't just make you go in and start from ground zero every time. They give you passive so you can kind of build your character up and get better and go into those higher tier difficulties as you progress through the game.
Yeah, like in
Like,
Dead
so
Zone,
you
it
can't
gives
just
you the
go into
skill
the
trees, and they also allow
Yeah.
you to unlock items using that same currency from the skill trees. And you unlock more items, you can further increase what you do with your build and stuff. And also with the regular skill tree, you can increase your level, your shields, your gun damage, all that stuff. But once it's maxed everything out, at that point it comes down to RNG and your player skill.
Yeah, 100%. And that's, like I said it about Souls-like, but roguelikes they're still casual players can play them for sure, but it's definitely that's one of those genres that's meant for a little bit more of an experienced gamer.
Like,
because you have to have the gaming knowledge to know what you're doing and knowing how to adapt also to that gaming environment or that game specifically. Like switching between games, like all the different Souls like I've been playing, really fucks me up for the first like 5 or 10 minutes of playing that game again, and then I get my muscle memory from there.
Like, say going from a game like Elden Ring and then going straight into Night Rain, sure, it's gonna feel familiar. You're gonna pick it up pretty well. All you need to do is learn the mechanics and RNG system itself, as well as map knowledge, because map knowledge plays a huge game in that, to where you need to look at the map and figure out where you're gonna go first and how you're gonna traverse it, because that's all random. And they're all randomly placed. I think the most consistent places are just the places of like big interest, like the castle, or if you're on a certain boss, it'll be the capital city. It's all random, so you need to just look at, okay, if you want to make sure you get at least one extra flask, you need to figure out where the first church is, and if you can either A, move to somewhere close by and immediately keep grinding for items and perks, or if you can go straight to another church because it's close by. It's all just circumstantial.
Another one I'm just remembering, that Gunfire Reborn game was pretty fun too.
Gunfire Reborn is amazing. They still have constant updates. They release characters everyone, like a few seasons, and they had put 2 new characters in already. The last time I played it, it was cool. New enemies, new areas. It's doing pretty well, and every update is usually pretty well received between the player base. And the difficulties, especially the reincarnation difficulties, it just ramp that up even higher, and that's where a lot of game knowledge comes into play and how you want to build it.
Okay, well, that's good that it still has a player base. They still do updates for it. They still make it better as the game, gets older. That way people aren't just playing a stagnant game, something that they want to constantly build off of. Instead of just making another sequel, they're like, well, let's just update the game and add more content. We don't need to constantly make sequels for everything,
Oh yeah, no, like I think they do it right, to where each major update adds new mechanics for that season, and they just get rid of last season's mechanics so they can add in the new ones and keep the game feeling at least a little fresh. Every time they put out a new season, it's like, this is really nice. It's really cool. Good ideas.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of some other roguelikes. Like, I haven't been enjoying them more. I'd definitely say the past couple of years I've delved more into them. But in a way, so if we just boil it down to, a roguelike is a game where you go in, you do a mission, and you leave, right?
Yeah.
You could almost argue that some extraction shooters could be roguelikes.
In a way. I think they definitely have their own specifications on what an extraction shooter is.
Yeah. But they have some mechanics that cross over with each other and kind of blend in a little bit. I'd say the main thing is just going in, like if say
For example, let's take Arc Raiders. If you say go in every match just freeloading out and you make it out, that is basically your way of being in a roguelike to where you start off with basic shit, you get out,
Yep.
you get that free augment from the clinic guy, the robot.
Yeah.
You go back in with what you have, and you keep building up your equipment to better and better loot. And you keep going like that until you're able to, say, take on something like a Harvester or Matriarch.
That's typically what I do anytime I do a gaming session on there. I just start with a free loadout, go in, and see how it progresses from there.
Yeah, and that way you're basically just playing your own version of a roguelike within an extraction shooter.
Yeah. Yeah, and and on top of that, the free loadout, you don't get to pick what kind of free loadout you get. It's randomly generated. Like, you get some of the same base items you would get every time to make sure you can kind of survive, but your weapons and your additional gear at starting is just randomized. You don't get any pick in it.
Yeah. Well, we're running out of time here, so I'm going to give you this last question, and
okay,
we'll see where we go from there.
What do you got?
Out of the two genres, pick one game for each of what you're looking forward to, of what Souls-like you're looking forward to, and what roguelike you're looking forward to that you know is coming out soon.
Crap. What Souls-like am I looking forward to? Give me a... What? Do you have an answer for that question?
What was that?
Do you have an answer for that question?
I do.
Okay. Go for it really quick, because I really got to think about this for a hot second.
So for me, I've already spoke about the Souls-like I'm looking forward to, but I'm looking forward to Morbid Shell, or Mortal Shell, because I've been looking at it, paying attention to it. I'm really liking the way it's looking and the way it's turning out. I am really excited for the changes they've done to it and seeing how they play out. And honestly, I think it could be a sleeper that, sure, a lot of people seen, but of course, some people have never heard of Mortal Shell 1, so maybe this could expose people to the Mortal Shell series and maybe open it up a little more. My roguelike that I'm looking forward to is, what was that one called? Yes, Morbid Metal. If you guys saw the demo that DJ played, I believe you did too.
Is classified as both a roguelike and a Souls-like.
Yeah, but it is also a roguelike of choice that I'm looking forward to.
I think I got my answers for you here.
All right, go for it.
The Souls-like that I am looking forward to the most to come out is definitely Dino Blade.
Dino Blade. That I totally forgot.
I want to be a dinosaur with a big ass weapon and go beat up other dinosaurs. All right. It's obviously going to be kind of a... You know what? I don't know what it's actually going to end up being. I did that demo. It was tough. It was fun. I didn't even beat the last boss of the demo. Fuck. It was hard as hell. But the game looks... yeah, no, the boss is crazy. Like, he throws his weapon away, picks up an Ankylosaurus, and just starts beating you up with that instead. It's wrong. It's funny, really. But with what I'm keeping up with the game, I like what I'm seeing. I think the game is going to provide sound entertainment and also still a challenge. I don't think it's going to be the most challenging Souls-like in the world by any means. But I think it's going to still be a fun and entertaining Souls-like to work through. If you like Souls-like, you like dinosaurs, you like having a couple of anime-esque abilities, that game's going to be for you.
You know what? That's fair, because I'm also really looking forward to that game. And if you haven't seen it, he has a video on the channel of him playing it. I have one on my channel of me playing it, and I beat the final boss. Yeah, I got that one over him. But it was really fun. We both enjoyed it, and Dino Blade is definitely one to look into. It's supposed to come out this year, so fingers crossed that does come into fruition. Is there anything else you're looking forward to?
For roguelikes, there's a game coming out. How do I say this? Armatus, I believe is how you say it.
Armatus, huh?
It's, from what I see, it's like a blend of your character's kind of like almost like a blend of cyberpunky magic user, and it takes place in a demon-infested Paris.
Okay.
I like the trailer. I like the trailer for the game. I like the gameplay trailer that I saw for the game also. It's supposed to be a roguelike, so I will be following that game and seeing how that game's development progresses. And when it comes out, I'll probably try to work through some of it. But if it's I don't know if there's going to be a story behind it or what's going on with it too much. I just like what I've seen so far.
Hell yeah. That's awesome, dude. I'm gonna look into that too. Now I'm curious. I'm very interested.
Yeah, check it out. It looks fun. The aesthetic looks really cool. In a weird way, it looks like the aesthetic kind of takes a darker approach than what the Claire Obscure's aesthetic.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it, folks. That is another episode of Tavern Talk Down. Leave a like and throw in the comments section what kind of games do you enjoy playing. Do you have any favorite roguelikes or souls-likes that you've played over the years and still find yourself coming back to? And
yeah,
maybe,
or if there's any games that you know about that are coming out that we didn't mention or talk about at all,
yeah,
drop it and let us know, so that way we can possibly check it out and maybe get some streams or some footage out there of it.
Yeah.
Let us know what's coming out in case we don't know.
Yeah, always
like I said,
willing.
It's hard to stay on top of every
we're always
game
willing
coming
to
out.
playing new souls-likes and stuff like that. We are enthusiasts and we enjoy this genre very much. Now,
oh yeah.
see you guys later and hope you have a good one.